I'm sorry, Dave, but your reboot command has been denied. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. Welcome back to Review Lens. What if the greatest sci-fi movie ever made was actually more about time, music, and silence than space? Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey isn't just a film. It's an experience. Released in 1968, right before the moon landing, it redefined what movies, not just sci-fi, could do, and it still feels ahead of its time. The story? We begin millions of years ago with the dawn of man. Primitive apes living in fear, just surviving. Then, the monolith appears, a perfect black rectangle that somehow triggers evolution. One of the apes picks up a bone and uses it as a weapon, the first tool in history. What comes next is one of the most famous cuts in cinema, the tossed bone spinning in the air, suddenly becoming a satellite orbiting Earth. That one jump? 4 million years of history, skipped in a single cut. We're now in the year 2001. From here, we follow a series of seemingly disconnected events. A space station meeting, a mission to Jupiter, HAL 9000, and something far stranger beyond reason. So what's it all mean? It depends who you ask, and Kubrick liked it that way. The script, co-written with science fiction legend Arthur C. Clarke, was intentionally ambiguous. In fact, Clarke later published his novel version that explains a lot more. But Kubrick never confirmed any official interpretation. Let's talk about the cast. And yes, there are people in this movie, but they're not the gravitational center. That belongs to the visuals, the sound, and the rhythm. Keir plays astronaut Dave Bowman. Physically distant but emotionally grounded, dullea gives us a man who goes from calm technician to the first human to possibly transcend. Most of his lines are technical, but the emotions are subtle and real. Watch his face during the final confrontation with Hal. Frustration, fear, and awe, all underplayed. Gary Lockwood plays Frank Poole, Dave's fellow astronaut. Their relationship is professional, robotic almost. And that's the point. These are humans so trained by their systems, they've become part of the machine. If you are an original Star Trek fan, you'll know that Lockwood plays Gary Mitchell in the episode Where No Man Has Gone Before, shown in September of 1966. Very cool. And an excellent performance. But the true scene stealer is HAL 9000, the ship's artificially intelligent computer. Voiced by Douglas Rain, Hal is calm, polite, and terrifying. There's no anger in Hal's voice, no panic, just quiet, logical murder. And that's what makes it scarier than any xenomorph or killer robot. Fun fact, Hal's voice was originally going to be performed by actor Martin Balsam, but it didn't work. Kubrick wanted something cooler, more detached. So he cast Douglas Rain, a Canadian Shakespearean actor who nailed the soft, eerily calm tone. Hal went on to become one of the greatest villains in film history, even though he's just a voice. Then there's the score, and this might be one of the boldest choices in the film. Instead of using a traditional orchestral soundtrack, Kubrick cut to classical music. The use of Strauss's Also sprach Zarathustra, the one that plays every time something transcendent happens, turned a 19th century symphonic poem into a pop culture icon. That music is evolution now, and The Blue Danube by Johann Strauss, it scores a spaceship docking like a slow-motion ballet. Kubrick didn't just film space scenes, he choreographed them. Here's what's truly wild. When 2001 premiered, audiences were confused, even angry. Walkouts were common. Some people thought it was boring. I must admit I was one of them. 4 decades later, multiple space scientists and Hollywood filmmakers have called it the greatest science fiction movie ever made. Why this happen? Part of it is time. The film asked audiences to slow down. There's no rapid-fire editing, long takes, minimal dialogue, visual storytelling. It gave audiences something they weren't ready for in '68, and maybe still aren't. Also, there are no answers. What is the monolith? Is it God? Aliens? A cosmic signpost? And what's up with that final sequence? The psychedelic vortex? The aging in reverse? The glowing fetus floating over Earth? Kubrick answered it like this: if someone fully understands 2001 the first time they've seen it, we've failed. But symbolically, the journey is clear. Evolution. From ape to toolmaker, from human to machine-reliant astronaut, to something new. Here's a piece of trivia for the filmmaking nerds. There's virtually no CGI in 2001. Everything was practical. The rotating ship, a gimbal. The anti-gravity scenes, actors walking inside massive rotating sets designed like hamster wheels. This film was made before Star Wars, and honestly, it still looks better than some movies made today. Today, 2001, A Space Odyssey is preserved in the National Film Registry and regularly ranked among the best films ever made, not just in sci-fi, in any genre. So if you're sitting down to watch it for the first time and wondering when the explosions start, they don't. This movie isn't about spectacle. It's about perspective. What does it all mean? Maybe it's not supposed to be solved. Maybe it's meant to be felt and enjoyed with popcorn. So, what about 2001? How many of you saw it in the theater? I saw it 3 times in the theater. Give your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more reviews and deep dives into great movies. And be careful trusting some computer named Hal. As always, see you on the next one. Save us a balcony seat and extra butter on the popcorn.